Yeah, well, we'll find out. I'll I'm gonna send it out first. And then we'll go from there. Dude, okay, so there's this gum. Okay? And I was listening to a Joe Rogan when I was headed out to the old lady's place a month ago or so, a while ago. Anyways,
So this guy's on Joe Rogan talking about gum.
well, no, it's an ad because like he'll do his ads like at the beginning of every episode.
Oh, YouTube Premium or whatever.
No,
I
this
didn't
is
know
like
that he
on.
had
This
ads.
was on. This was before he switched to Spotify. He was still on Apple Podcasts.
Wait, he does ads?
He would do ads like it would take up like the first minute or 2
How
minutes.
have I never heard any of this?
Because it's not. It's never on YouTube. Like
I
on
did
the YouTube
see him
ones,
do one like a fleshlight one long
yeah,
time
yeah.
ago.
I think that
like,
was also a bit too.
was it really?
I
okay.
think it was partial bit.
that might have
partial.
been actually. That makes sense. All right, keep going. Sorry.
But yeah, it was like I think. Anyways, I don't remember who the episode was. Maybe Reggie Watts. But it was this gum. It's called Neurogum, and it's got like a bunch of vitamins in it, and it has 40 milligrams of caffeine in each piece of gum. And before I went and played futsal one night, this was like I think Monday, I ran by the like local CVS and like I went into the back like pharmacy aisle. Because I was gonna get like protein. I think so. I think protein bars.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I was like, "Holy shit! Like, I'm gonna get it." I
would
got
have
it, and dude, I was off the walls at futsal that night.
Yeah.
Like insane. It was really like nice.
Like, did you feel energy, or do you think it was all mental?
I felt energy.
Yeah. Okay.
But like it could have been mental. I mean, but I really enjoyed it. It didn't taste bad. Like I was expecting it to taste awful, just because like it had so many vitamins.
like
and,
when you say it
it's
didn't taste
caffeinated.
bad, like did it taste good, or was like it's just not bad?
It was like I could chew this every day.
Okay. Okay.
Like I wouldn't mind it
Okay.
at all.
I need to try this now.
I got some,
Okay.
but like I did not sleep that night, dude. I was up till like
You had a bunch of
4
energy.
a.m.
Does shit have
But
like
I took
caffeine
it.
in it?
I
or
took
something?
yeah, it has 40 milligrams of caffeine
No
per piece of
shit.
gum.
No joke. Well, there it is, right
It
there.
was crazy.
There it is. Oh,
It
well, I
was
gotta have
crazy.
this. I want to chew some in the mornings. Then when I wake up,
Yeah, I'll leave you a piece.
I'm like a caffeine addict, man. If I don't have caffeine, I feel this is really not good. This is like people talk about drug addicts. Like we're all addicted to things in this world that are just as bad long term as most drugs that people talk about that are illegal. Drinking sodas every day, things
Yeah,
like
dude,
that.
I had to stop sodas.
Like this is not good. This is
Yeah.
not good for human people
Yeah.
to be doing this every day of our
No.
lives. Like no wonder we have cancer.
Dude, if
and
a
stuff.
Coke bottle can clean a toilet, have you seen those videos?
It-
Like you'll
you poured on like corrosive batteries to get the nasty corrosive crap off, like it eats away at things. Well, yeah, then it eats away at your stomach and your insides too. Yeah, it really
Your
terrifies me because the problem is that if I try to stop, I have like stomach
Oh,
problems.
dude.
I
Yeah.
like don't feel well. it's not good.
I feel like caffeine's one of those things where you really have
Yes.
withdrawals,
yes.
and like
Yes.
you can't just stop,
No.
which is scary.
It's not good, man.
That's really scary. That's something anybody has access. Literally anybody has access to can be that.
The only other one I've been really scared about coming up lately that I've been hearing more and more about, and it kind of keeps creeping up in my life, is sugar.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking on a lot of sugar.
Mm-hmm. And you and I both love candy.
Oh my God. I love
Love some
candy.
candy.
Dude. I will eat candy all day. If I go on a road trip, I'm literally just
Uh-huh.
snacking on candy the
Yeah,
entire
and that'll
time I'm
keep
driving.
me up. That'll keep
Yeah,
me like.
it's something to do. It keeps me going. Like it's something to kind of just munch on a little bit. I like a little like I don't know, just something small like a sweet tart kind of thing. But a lot of them
Yeah.
just
Tell you what I've really gotten into.
Yeah.
Is the watermelon Sour Patch Kids.
Oh shit! Okay, I've always been my go-to if I had to pick would be the sour gold bears,
Sour
Well,
gold. Oh, the gummy bears.
the gummy bears.
Okay.
Yeah, but the sour
Yeah,
kind.
yeah. Ah, yeah.
I'll buy like 3 packs, and I'll
Yeah.
drive. I don't even care how many hundreds of miles. I'll just keep eating. I'll feel like shit the next morning when I wake up because I
Right.
just ate a freaking 3 bags of gummy
Right.
bears. But I don't care, man. No, but anyway, sugar. I think really in life we're eating too much sugar. and it's not good. And I'm afraid, like, you almost can't even cut back because everything in your life has sugar in it. All like a lot.
Dude, like from any baked good,
It doesn't matter.
any
what it
bread,
is.
any this,
It
any
doesn't
pasta.
matter. I don't even know. I can't
like-
think of anything but water that doesn't have sugar. And even that, people put sugar in water to make it sugar water. You know, like they still do.
Gatorade.
This. Yeah, like
Gatorade, sugar
Gatorade
water.
is literally sugar
It's
water. You know, like that is not a joke. And
Dude,
guess what? I love Gatorade. Love it.
It's so funny seeing all these kids I coach drink Gatorade. Like that's the only thing they'll drink at practice.
That's the only thing I ever drank.
And
Period.
I'm just
No. I don't think you understand when I tell you. I only drank Gatorade. Period. Growing up, all my years of playing soccer. I never had
so
water
weird.
except for when I was forced to because there was water jugs there or I didn't have anything and I stole from someone else. Otherwise, period. Game, practice, I don't care.
so weird.
I'm drinking Gatorade the whole time. It's just my go-to. I could not do just, I don't know what it is, man. I just cannot do water.
It's because you're drinking tap water, man. Stop drinking tap water.
It doesn't matter. Like, I love water. Don't get me wrong. Water's great. But can I drink it every day, all day? And that's all I drink? No. And it goes back to the addiction. I have to have some fucking sugar water.
baffling.
I need water. I need sugar in my water, you know? Like, it's not good, man. This is an addiction. These are addictions. I feel it. I can feel it in my head thinking, water sucks. Go get something that really is going to quench this thirst and really satisfy this craving you have right now.
So weird.
And I can't get rid of the craving of the thirst until I didn't even realize that soda's burned until Mallory would take a sip of soda and be like, oh, it burns. And I'd be like, oh my God.
You never had ginger ale before?
Dude, all soda burns.
Yeah.
All
Well, yeah,
carbonate.
sure.
I just have been drinking them for so long that I didn't realize that that's what I crave is that burn. Oh my God, I want that burn, you know? Yeah, this is not good, man. Like these are you talk about these neuro pills. I'm like, I need something like that. But then again,
It's not a pill, dude. It's
I mean, gum. But if you have 40 milligrams of caffeine in it, am I really doing anything different? Does it matter how you take in the
Is
drug?
that like a nicotine patch? You know?
Does it matter how you take it if you're taking it?
I guess not. I don't know.
If you snort cocaine or you inject cocaine,
Ah.
and you don't have to worry about dying, does it really matter? You still took cocaine. I guess the effect could maybe be different. Sure, maybe the needle's more high risk, things like that. Sure, okay, I get that, all that. But back away for a moment. You still took in a bunch of caffeine.
Is this an ethics conversation?
I don't know, man. I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, no, I'm curious as well.
I drink a bunch of
Say.
coffee. I want to supplement that. Would 40 milligrams of gum of gum be supplemental and not worse or better or net neutral? Like, what would it be? I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I'm just rambling at this point.
I mean, that's what this is for, man. So, welcome. This is what's in your world, and we've taken some time, I'd say, to really digest what we want, what I want, what Chaz's opinions, and this is basically what we'll be doing. We chopping it up,
I call it talk radio right now.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it,
You
can call it that.
Yeah, I don't know what to
because we're just gonna be here.
we're pretty much just going to chat,
They're just gonna be here.
and we're gonna be here, so you can come back.
So watch us be the truest us we are with a camera in front of us.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't mind a camera being in front of me.
I don't either.
kinda
I mean,
used
I
to
don't.
it.
I'm not even thinking about it really.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention to what you're having to say.
Well, it starts to make sense why a Joe Rogan, not to go off on a tangent, why Joe Rogan has the camera to the side or off somewhere, and they're looking at each other and they're across from each other.
That's one of the things I've been wanting to talk about. That's why I always wanted the table.
It makes
you
sense.
know?
I understand it more as I go through it. I hate that I have to go through things to get it. But sometimes you just have to learn the lesson
You
to
really do?
understand the end goal.
Mhm.
And of course, Joe Rogan is where he is because of how long he's been doing it, and he's mastered this shit.
Yeah.
And so those small things, man, just having a table and you stare at each other keeps the conversation engaged. I now have to turn over here, and really that's the subject. Everything
Yeah.
throws you off.
Yeah.
I can see it now. Damn it, Joe Rogan, you're really good at what you do, man.
He is. But, that brings up, you really have to fail to end up getting actually good at something. Like, if you want to be good at something, you really have to just face it and realize that you are going to have a failure in this topic, in this whatever you're doing in that moment, in order to like really take it to the next level. And where, let's say you have dreams doing whatever it may be, you're gonna have to. And that's, as a kid, like, you fear that.
That's hard,
in a way,
man. Yeah.
Because you're looking out for yourself. You never want to see yourself have to go through those things.
All right, I've thought a lot about this one.
Okay.
All right, because you, as a coach, as a fellow coach, you have a lot of interaction with kids, and your goal is like, how do I make this kid's life better through soccer, and make him a better soccer player? Like, I'm trying to do both in a certain sense. Soccer's the number one priority, so they pay me for. But you're still, these kids, you almost can't help it. They look at you as this figure, and you see it, you understand it. They like really take to you, and they look at you as like some, higher figure. So I've always thought like this in the talent code. I've talked to you about the talent code, the book. All right, so you combine these two in my life for the last 10 years, and I've thought a lot about this idea of like, we as a society have made failure look like something you want to run from. And that, to me, has been the biggest driver. Your parents get pissed at you because you failed at something. You got an F on your test. You weren't good enough and missed the goal in soccer. You didn't hit the home run. Whatever it is, I don't give a shit. Parents are upset. They look down on you. But really, we should be changing our mentality on that and encouraging the failure. We should want them to fail. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. And that was the one thing as a coach I always tried to instill at the end there was, I want you kids to fail. And when you do, as long as you tried, man, I'm going to support you the whole way. I don't give a shit what happens in the end. If you give it the effort, man, I'm going to support it because you gave it the shot. And who gives a shit if you fail? And I loved when kids would be like, yeah, but I didn't do it. And I'd be like, it's great. That's awesome. Because one day you're going to get it. One day it's going to happen. And then you're going to be like, man, I can't believe I'm so good at this now.
But you have to trust that,
It's hard, man, because you're a child. You don't grasp those concepts. You think you just could be good at something instantly. That's not how this shit works. You got to take years of doing it. You got to fail at it. I cannot even describe to you the amount of goals scored on me learning how to be a goalkeeper. I always like to look at the last 2 to 3 years of my career, but I played for a long time before that. But why don't I look at those years? Because I did a lot of failing. 10, 12 goals in one game. Bad.
Yep.
It was bad. And then suddenly one day, it was maybe 1 or 2 goals a game. And the next thing I know, I'm having shutout after shutout. And I'm like, whoa, all right, this is changing. But it took years to develop this through failure. I hate, and I think in my life I have come to the conclusion that our society has created this idea that you shouldn't want to fail and you shouldn't fail. When in reality, we should be supporting the failure. Not giving trophies for it.
No.
But we should still be supporting it. That's great that you failed. You should fail because the only way you're going to get better is by trying and failing and trying and failing.
Yep.
End of story.
Yeah.
You'll never be good at something overnight. And soccer is a prime example. Good luck at that, man. You think you're going to be a Messi overnight? Took him 30 years to get where he is, so good luck.
Took Ronaldo longer.
Yeah.
Because he's older.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like these guys, and they do it every day, all day. It's not like they just spend like a couple hours here and there. No. And they failed
That
a
is
lot.
their life.
That is their life, yes.
And it has been.
People don't understand, Slim, how much dedication some people give to things and how much that affects how far they've gone. Just even a Jeff Bezos. What, you think he's just sitting around not doing shit at home with $200 billion? Yeah, right, dude.
Right.
That dude doesn't have a light. Guess what? He got divorced because he just doesn't give a shit about anything else but like making sure that business. Now, I think he cheated or whatever, but like it just goes on the fact that he's probably off on business 24/7, doesn't care anymore, doing whatever he wants as he's on business, making sure that he's getting another $100 billion. These guys are on another level. And if you want to be at that level, then you've got to learn in the early days to fail a whole lot, but just never stop. That's the end story for everybody. I failed a whole lot, and then one day I succeeded, and it all went from there.
Yep.
You know, I hate this idea of failure.
Yeah.
I think I can't wait for my kid to understand failure so I can take those moments, and I understand those moments so well, but I can take those moments and be like, I'm so happy you just did that and failed.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you did that. I will always support her failures.
Do you think that's a turning point in a person's life? The moment they can fathom the concept.
It was
that
for me.
is okay. Yeah. I mean, because I would agree as well. Like, I think the moment I realized failure is an opportunity, there was a major shift in my life.
You can utilize it.
100%. Because then you can keep going back, right? Once you've figured that out, you'll start to contemplate like your own failures from even, way back, before you had any idea of this.
That's not a joke.
And then you think about like your own childhood, and it's like you can fight your own childhood traumas through seeing this concept.
This plays into a much bigger idea
Mm-hmm.
that I think you're getting into, and I won't get into that one because I think that gets into a conversation that we'll get into later in life in another talk radio kind of thing. But I totally agree with you on this one. This one, it's like Inception. Once you get it and conclude it and the idea gets in your head, it spreads like wildfire. And then suddenly I truly believe it helped me with programming because I had this idea in my head going into it. I'm going to fail for years. And I don't know what I'm going to be doing for a long time. And I'm going to be lost. And I'm just going to be reading stuff that's like a foreign language to me. And I don't even care. It doesn't matter. Throw that idea out the window. Never let those thoughts get in. Those thoughts are no longer allowed. And you just keep thinking about how you're just going to keep doing it endlessly. Don't put a time limit on this. Maybe have some goals that you want to try to accomplish, but don't really care about it too much. Just don't stop. And then one day, it was like 6 months in, man. Suddenly I was like, oh my God, I just wrote a little program out of pure understanding of this. Like, I did not copy and paste this shit. And it just, that was the moment that it clicked, and I never went back after that. I never went back. There was no question anymore after that moment. And I really think a lot of that played into the idea that, like, I know I was going to fail, and I did, and I still do. To this day, you don't think I don't fail all the time? And, like, I'm putting code out into 12,000 drivers' hands, instantly in their hands, all around the country, driving around in trucks. So what I do can be affected, and I watch it in real time. And you can absolutely be sure that people don't call in and complain about what you just wrote in the code and pushed out there and caused problems with that app. So, like, you're going to fail. Accept it. But let it play into your life, and you're absolutely right. I think it can change your life. There's no question.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with good mentality. But I think you also have a good straight, like, mind on yourself internally. There's a big idea that I don't want to get into either of, like, people who can, like, internally take a moment. Like, just don't think about anything else. Only you.
You know what some people call that?
Meditation. I knew you were going to go down that road.
Ding.
Yeah. See, but I've always understood that, like, meditation is supposed to be, like, thoughtless.
Okay, well, hold on. There's infinite forms of meditation.
That's fair. I guess it's a very narrow, naive way of looking at it.
Okay, if you think about religiously, right?
Yeah.
Any religion's form of prayer,
Yeah.
that's
some form of meditation.
It's meditation.
A calming.
A centering, aligning, whatever you want to,
connection, peacefulness.
Connection.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Connection to the divine.
Interesting.
The this, the that. Because, I mean,
that's really what it is.
like, if you think about, like, real like religious scholars who like go by like, you know, that are really, you know, and within any religion, right? Those people are really connected and they realize they are a part of a greater whole, which is this divine thing. You know?
No, 100%.
And so they, you know, those people are the ones that
in
are
that moment just changed the way I saw meditation.
really.
I swear to God. I think it just really changed the way
Because
I always thought of it in one sense of like you just got to sit there and hum kind of idea. And I know that's not exactly the way I thought about it, but I'm just trying to
yeah,
picturize it or whatever.
I would like to say I meditate over 20 times a day. Because
In what form?
if I literally just
Take a second and kind of breathe and just try to recenter everything.
just like take a minute and notice that I breathe.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I'll just be
Well,
sitting there.
shit.
Honestly, at this point, sometimes I do it unconsciously. Like my subconscious will just be like,
I've always
and I'll be on in a conversation with somebody, and they're like, "Why are you upset?" And I'm like, "No, what? Like, did I just take a deep breath?" And they're like, "Yeah, you like kind of sighed." I was like,
just realigning.
"That was just me subconsciously."
What is going on in your head in those moments? Are you thinking? Is
Dude,
there anything going? Like, what are you?
If
What
I
is happening?
I'll tell
exactly?
you. If I like, I'm like I'm gonna meditate.
Yeah.
I'll literally sit there and allow whatever thoughts come to my mind come. But I have to choose the perspective of just watching it.
Yeah.
I am like peel the layers back
Yeah.
and
It's like almost like
you
dreaming.
are sitting in your own movie theater and
Interesting.
in the back of your brain.
Interesting.
And you're just watching
How long
the
are
movie.
you capable of doing something like this for?
Dude, I sometimes I'll put a timer on my watch for like 20 minutes. I'll
Hey.
just sit there. But like honestly, I haven't done it in quite a bit because I've been so busy lately. But
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you say this, I'm probably gonna do it when I wake up tomorrow.
Yeah. 'Cause
You
it
know?
kind of reminds you of
Yeah.
the whole thing. Yeah. That's
And it's
fair.
and I think also one thing about it is people who are just like getting into this kind of stuff, they put like a time restraint, or like they are like they get so stressed about, oh, I have to do it at this time, like every this and that, and it's really not about that. And also, like,
Totally
if you
agree with
really
that.
take the effort, you will have
Yeah.
the time to do it.
Yeah.
You know, even if that just means like if I'm driving to work, or I'm like driving from the fields to the courts, like
Yeah. It's all repetition. If you repeatedly keep doing it, doesn't
And then it
matter about the
becomes
time
subconscious,
scale
too.
so much. Look, even if you miss a day, don't be hard about it. Just keep doing it, you know? Like, oh my God, you missed a day. Who cares? Who cares? Just keep going. It's about the long term, people, not the short term. So, like, I totally agree with you. Just take your moments and keep going with them. That's interesting. I guess in a sense, then, like, I always looked at these times that I would do something like this would be more of a zone out, daydream feeling. Where, like, I'm just, like, I catch myself just staring at the screen with a movie going, and I have no idea what has been going on for, like, 5 minutes.
dude, that's probably meditation.
And I feel like that's kind of what you're talking
You
about.
know?
Is like and I feel good. Like the whole process is really just an internal thought process of like going through something, whatever's on my mind at the time. Usually in those times that I zone out though at night, and I'm doing that, it's usually like an internal like I don't like something about what I've done or who I am.
Interesting.
And then I have to figure out why, and then I've got to figure out how to change it immediately.
Maybe that's a subconscious meditation in the sense that you have to pause, and then you like you said, you'll feel it out afterwards.
Yes.
You know,
I just kind of have to go with it. I have to like. I used to be. It's almost like the best way I can describe it is like when people talk about getting like too high and they get paranoid and they start like hating themselves and like overthinking their world. I almost took that and then just like do it on a normal occasion, but I don't look at it as negative.
yeah,
It's
you
my
can't.
way of trying to find
And
what
that
is it.
directly correlates to what we were just talking
Yes.
about
Yes.
failure.
Yes.
Because that this is like an internal kind of
I'm-
failure, if you will.
I changed being a coach, thinking about this, working
Mm-hmm.
with those kids on a day-to-day basis and feeling these failures that they all look. I had teams that never won games because I took the 4th or 5th team in the league or in my age group, which they're never going to win a game. And so you're going to lose every game. Your kids are going to lose every day, and you're going to have to try to deal with failure on a day-to-day basis. And like you get a deep understanding of this, and it changed so much that I suddenly was like, I'm going to embrace this failure. I'm not just going to accept it. I want to use it. So I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to think about my failures, and I'm going to think about every day of my failures. And if I don't like something about it, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to analyze it. It's not bad. It's just part of life. I said something I didn't like. Oh, well, man, that's just how it goes. We're going to say things we don't like.
Right.
That's what scares me about cancel culture, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to divert too much, but like,
No.
that truly is what that scares me, because like people should be allowed the innocence of being able to say whatever they want, and it exists forever on a tweet or whatever, and you shouldn't be judged forever for it. Whatever Kevin Hart said 10 years ago, who cares what he said 10 years ago? He's not the same person anymore. We grow up. Me at 15, scary. I'm not the same person.
Dude, I'll never forget looking back. So I haven't used Twitter since I was probably in high school. But one day I like looked at it. I'll tell you, we were 26.
Oh wow, that's not bad actually. Okay.
One day I was just looking at it, and I saw like my first tweet. I think I might have told you the story.
I don't know. Keep going.
All caps. Frick you, you Auburn turds. And it was like the day of the Iron Bowl. And like I could not care about football anymore. Like that is I have way more things to do than keep up with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'll keep up with the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's very different to me.
That's funny. I don't. I hate keeping up with soccer.
But
I'll keep up with Alabama football though.
But like, just the fact that that's on the internet and it has my name above it, you know,
It's a little weird.
It's weird.
But I love going back. This is why I kept a lot of journals. And I don't keep like traditional journals. My journals are like really cryptic in a lot of ways. I don't even know how to explain them. But anyways, I had to go back and read them because they are a peek back into those time periods, how I thought, what I was thinking about, what was going on in that time, and what I was doing. And to a certain extent, I like it because I'm like, oh my God, I was such an idiot, first off. I'm so glad I'm not like that anymore. And I'm glad that I'm able to keep progressing past that. And I'm glad that I get to keep remembering that that's where I came from. I think a lot of people like to forget where they've come from. It's like one of my favorite songs had a lyric in there that I stick in my head everywhere I go, and that's take 2 steps back and remember where you started. And people don't like to do that. And I like to take 2 steps back. And I love the fact that when I went to college, my dad was like, you want to earn your film school time? Well, then you don't get anything, period, except for the money to pay for you to survive down there. I lived on the ground because I had no bed for like a year almost. It was like 9 months I slept on the ground. And all we had was a TV in that apartment, period. That was it, dude.
Wow.
And that, like, I like to go back and remember that because I'm like, yeah, that's struggle, man.
Right.
Like, that was almost first world struggle in a sense, but like, it helps. I like to have, and there's a lot of things that went into that time period, you know, and like people, and so I go back to divert into the idea that like, I think it's a good thing that you have that Twitter there so that you can keep going back and you keep saying that, and it can keep reminding you like you do or do not want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but people struggle at this. They don't like looking at themselves. They don't like it because they don't like who they are. They don't like it. If you
that's a whole nother topic because now we want to get. I want to get into like how self-love can inevitably create your own success.
Oh my, it's
in a
so
way.
crucial.
You know, because there obviously like there's a difference between selfish and cocky.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
I mean, not selfish and cocky. Confident.
Confident, yes.
And you know, cocky, whatever other words that can describe that.
Yeah.
And like that's the whole difference between those two is one loves themselves for who they are, and the other is putting on a front constantly.
It's such a fine line. I was just talking to my wife about this the other day. It's like caring is creepy.
Mm-hmm.
The fine line between I'm a creep and we're in love is really no difference, other than how you feel about the person. Caring is creepy. But if you love that person, then it doesn't really matter, right? But if you don't love that person, then everything they do is fucking weird as shit. Don't try to kiss me. Don't try to do these things. Why are you following me home? Like, what are you doing right now? You know, like, these things are totally creepy. Don't call me. Don't text me. Anyways, same idea. It's such a fine line that it's how you play the game and how you're playing it with each individual person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's an individual game going on with that cockiness, ego kind of idea, you know, and how you play it and how people perceive it is really the whole thing. And it's hard, man. This is like a tricky little world that we play in.
Mm-hmm.
And really, to get even deeper into that idea, I've always said that, like, when it comes to like self-love part of this whole thing, you can only be alone if you don't like who you're alone with. And if you think about that, most people, that's why they're lonely. You can't be lonely if you're cool with who you're alone with. I don't have a problem being alone. And I don't want to say that, like...
I love the way that that's worded.
I'm not saying that, like, I'm so great. No, it's just that, like, I don't know. I don't have negative thoughts all the time about myself, I guess. Like, I try to, like, do something. I try to, like, progress. So I don't mind being alone. Let's do some things. Let's go read something. I don't know, watch something that's educational, something, you know? Let's progress.
Yeah.
That's the idea is my aloneness should be progression. Progression of the mind, progression of something, you know? And I think people like to sit back and watch Facebook and scroll and see everybody else's life and then be like, my life sucks and blah. I got off, dude. That was the first thing I did in college was I'll keep it, but I can't use it.
Yep.
I sit here for hours. I hate my life afterwards. Everybody else's life's great, even though it's not.
Yep.
And I know it's not.
Yep.
But, like, all I can see is
you're
that
being
it is.
brainwashed. You know?
Totally brainwashed. It's so sad, dude.
And,
It's
like,
so
you're
sad.
totally okay with it.
Yeah, man.
You accept the terms and conditions to be brainwashed. And you literally choose to press the button to be brainwashed.
Yes. Social media truly terrifies me. In big tech scares me, but, like,
What does?
big tech, like
Big
Facebook,
yeah,
Amazon.
yeah.
But social media is a different kind of scary. The rate of suicide for like 12 to 14-year-olds skyrocketed in around 2010, 2011, right when Facebook started to really shoot off and become public to everybody.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was 12 to 14 in that time.
It's like,
and it wasn't easy.
It's not, man. It takes peer pressure and all of that to a whole nother level. It really is not good, and I will strive to keep my child off of it until, like, I literally can't, because I hope to make her smart enough with technology that she'll be able to just get around me, and that scares me in a sense too. But like, you don't get on social media. This is not a good thing. This just makes you feel like shit about yourself all the time.
Knowing you, your kid is gonna know better.
That's
because they're gonna be so much smarter.
Oh my god,
they're
gonna be so much smarter than me.
They're gonna be so much smarter than that.
I hope that they.
She's gonna see right through.
I hope so.
BS.
I hope so. I hope that use social media if you can use it.
Yeah.
I can't. I'll get on there, start scrolling around, and I just like either get into political fights with people. I can't help myself. You know what I'm saying? Like
your ass would get
I can't
political.
I see one post and I'm like, this dude's an idiot. I've got to tell this guy. You know, like I can't help myself. I love to call out hypocrisy. I love when people are hypocritical about something.
Yeah.
I think the whole ban Trump thing from Twitter. I think that's the
most. It's not just Twitter, dude.
No, it's all of them. But
he got banned from
everything.
like
Everything.
Shopify.
Yeah, dude,
or
everything.
like
Everything, man.
what?
The shit that has gone, and like between he and Parler, oh my god, man, the two of them got banned from everything, you know. But like, it's not okay. Cool, ban them. I think you have the freedom to do it. I'm not arguing that. I think it's morally questionable, a little ethically questionable. But I also like the funny part. How hypocritical are y'all that you're gonna go out and claim like this person did this, and that's why we're gonna ban them or whatever? Oh, you don't think Twitter doesn't have violent stuff all over it that they're not able to moderate? Like, we already know this is false, and we've seen they've been hacked. They've had all kinds of shit go down. Like, I think other countries have had, like, revolutions through Twitter and shit, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that was the, I remember, I can't speak too much on it because I'm not the most informed on it, but I remember, like, summer 2019. Yeah, summer 2019. Yeah, because it wouldn't have been summer 2019.
yeah.
Summer 2019.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it was in Somalia where like a revolution happened, but like right before that revolution started, Instagram went down for a day.
Oh, weird.
And it, like nobody had access to Instagram.
I wonder if they knew something was
And-
compromised and being used through Instagram, and the only way to stop it was to just shut down Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, you can't
And
moderate
then,
it
like,
because you
the next
know.
day, like thousands of people were dead.
Look, you use a global social media system. They're going to use this shit. You know what I did not know that these guys are using video games. They go into these video game worlds and then they chat to each other in the game. So they go into like a World of, Warcraft game as like terrorists in different countries. And then they go and they like meet up in the world and then they can chat with each other cryptically. Like, how easy is that to get away with shit? Like, how do you moderate that one, you know? I don't know. I just think the hypocrisy on it, that's the part that cracks me up. Like, we already know that Facebook had a Capitol riot group of 8,000 people helping each other make travel plans and everything to do this. Facebook, you had it on your stuff, but you're going to tell me that you're going to get rid of Parler because they had it on their stuff? Little questionable, people. Little questionable. Like, that's the stuff that cracks me up. Yeah. It's just, it cracks me up that people want to go on one side, and then that's the end of it. I'm on my side.
I 100% agree
And
with that.
and like, I'm not trying to defend the Republicans and all that.
No.
I'm not trying to do that at all, actually.
No, 'cause,
and
I
like
mean,
anybody who charged the Capitol, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And if you died, then
No matter
sorry.
what party you are, if you actively try and
Come on,
do
man.
something like
expect to die. That's what I always say.
yeah,
Expect to die.
yeah,
Expect to
how
die.
did they all not just?
I can't
That's
believe
that's the first thing that crossed my
Can't
mind. Like when I saw it on the news that day when it was like just starting, or no, I didn't see it on like I don't watch the news, but like I saw it on my phone or something, and so I tuned in and I watched the news for the first time in forever, and I not even 10 minutes, but in that 10 minutes I was watching. Right before they got in, I was like, why aren't they? I feel like if we lived in any other country in the entire world, they would all be dead.
Oh my God.
Which, like,
Turret, wiping them all out, no problems. It really now, like I saw pictures today of like thousands of National Guard armed in the building, sleeping overnight to protect it all night for the votes happening today for the impeachment. They had every window. They literally had every lining of the walls where I had no problem.
Every country laughed at us.
It was sad to watch that.
Yeah.
I don't care who does storm the Capitol. What are we doing?
Yeah.
That's national building while there was like a session going on, possibly. I think was something like that.
Yeah.
Like, how did you not have any guards?
Yeah.
That
And how like didn't a gun go off? Didn't someone shoot a
someone
gun?
died. Yeah, some girl was trying to like break in, and one of the Capitol Police shot him.
Oh, okay. I thought
Shot
it was like the other way around. Like
maybe
someone brought a gun in and used it. I don't know.
think so.
I don't know.
I don't think
again,
so.
like,
I don't know though, because everybody was kind of laughing at one point that like, you guys tried to go overthrow the government and you ended up taking selfies and shit in the Capitol building. Like, what a bunch of like pansies
That's
you guys
so
were.
2021.
Like, yeah,
though,
right.
If you think about it, like we're gonna go and like really do some political thing.
Don't
but
you
we're
worry.
gonna take selfies while we do it.
We're gonna take over.
We're
And then
gonna
you just-
take a bunch of selfies.
You took
I'm
selfies
gonna-
and stole things.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And like if you're gonna take something, make sure nobody takes a picture of you with it. Are you serious?
and like
That's
smiling, like
that should be like theft 101.
These people were so not the part that cracks me up the most though in reality is like, guys, that's just a building. We don't need that.
That is not the government.
Yeah, like we don't need that building to run anything. So you can burn it down to the ground.
Bro,
Historically,
all
that
their
would
meetings
suck,
are
but
on
like,
Zoom now.
Yeah.
Like-
They can go meet in the underground bunker you can't get to. Like, this is meaningless. What are you trying to raid here? You know, like, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. I don't get
if
any
you
of
really
it.
want to let have the government be overthrown, sit back. It'll happen
Yeah, they're
on
gonna
its
do it,
own,
yeah,
dude.
Yes. It'll be
Every empire burns down not because of an enemy, but because of their own, like,
majority fail because of internal.
well, but even the ones that fail because of opponents, they were dealing with their own fair share of internal struggle as well.
Look, power breeds corruption. And the more power this is why I fear the federal government so much. It's because the more power, and like even Trump being president didn't make me feel any better. That doesn't make me feel better. Like being Biden I don't even think we should like have presidents in a sense. I think this is the stupidest
Dude,
idea.
we could have AI running that stuff.
Absolutely.
So easily.
We can have AI running the whole federal government,
then
in my opinion. You know, like let the state governments be run by people and do their thing.
Why can't we just like we know? Okay, so we know the aliens are here. Can we just be like, guys, help, do us a solid?
What is your government
And
like?
yeah.
Please,
Just
God, tell us.
Let's bring an alien on the podcast and ask.
All right, are we really going down this road? Because I have an idea of the future of a government.
Okay, go on.
All right, so
I'm excited.
there's the Ethereum network, which is
Okay,
a decentralized internet system that is controlled by code that runs programs in a decentralized manner. All right, so like if there's already states or countries in the world that are going to start allowing decentralized voting because no one can tamper with it. It's unhackable in a sense, all right? And it's on a decentralized network, so like we can have this decentralized voting system for our elections, and it's trustworthy because no company like Dominion is running the system in the background, right? And all this code can be audited, and then you can't change the code.
Right.
Why can't you have a federal government of a constitution written into the Ethereum network or a distributed network system that then runs your government system, and it would all be able to transact at a federal level of monetary, because these smart contracts can control money in the system, so they could be doing all of the I thank you for the taxes, I pay out the taxes, you know, any kind of import export trade deals, any of that shit that can all be put in, any kind of budget system can all be added to the system. So all of this theoretically is already being built. So this idea of a futurized government system that's all AI, I feel like we're right.
It's already there.
We're already on the forefront.
It's just not being used yet.
A quantum computer system that's running some kind of distributed ledger system like Ethereum. Game over, dude.
Yeah.
Game over. There it
That's-
is. It'll never happen until some kind of revolution brings down what
Yeah.
we've got.
But I think
But-
that started.
We're on it.
I think it's started.
Look, I think some country is going to eventually do this. Somewhere is going to do
Yeah.
it. It's going to,
Dude,
it's
gonna
work.
be a third world country, and that third world it's just gonna third
Actually,
world.
you know what I bet it's going to be is Acon City, Acoin City.
What country is that in?
It's going to be it's Africa, but I forgot which
Yeah.
country in Africa. Like, I don't know.
Senegal?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
be
I don't want
honest
to
with
say because
I really don't want to say because then I'll sound like an idiot when it's just totally wrong. It's like not even a country in Africa. You know,
Yeah.
I know it's in Africa, but I'm afraid I'm going to get the country wrong. And that's going to be like South Africa. I mean, South America or something.
Acon City.
Oh my God.
Senegal.
Is it with Senegal? Wow. Well done, sir.
I had no idea.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah. Crypto City.
Yeah. So I think that probably has the best chance of like running off one of these systems that they build some kind of. And look, I have faith in something like this. I do.
Always loved Akon.
Yeah,
man.
well, he just showed himself to me as like this guy is a very forward-thinking dude, and he's trying to pull, and he's pulling it off.
Yep.
That's the crazy part. Like, he's raised like $10 billion for phase 1.
Mhm.
This is
And dude,
crazy.
even the stuff he did before all this.
Yeah.
Like, he saved a lot of people's lives.
He's done a lot.
A
He's
lot.
actually done a whole lot. This is
Yeah,
just
he
another
gave so
venture.
much clean water. He supplied so many people with clean water.
Yeah, I think that's
And his music is fire. Like, Akon music still holds up today. I truly believe that.
oh, amen, dude. I
If
just
you're
like the
looking
guy
for me,
now.
I'll be on the block with my thing, cock, possibly sitting. Dude, that thing is, he's,
Yeah, man. He I grew up on him, I feel like.
yeah, I grew up listening to Akon too.
Yeah.
My mom used to play Akon.
No shit.
And my oldest sister. Yeah.
Your mom?
Dude,
What?
yeah. The song Lonely by Akon. Dude,
I do-
I was a baby jamming to that song.
I love that
can-
song. I do.
I can still to this day recite
So poppy and catchy. But
every lyric. Lonely. You know? I'm still dude, that joint is hot.
Shit, that's royal. I love that.
Yeah. Shout out to Akon one time.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to travel to a city. How much time we're up? Should we call it?
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was not bad.
I enjoyed
I feel
that.
like I may have rambled a little too much at
Hey
times.
man, but that's what it's about.
I feel like hopefully you'll have your
Uh,
ramble times.
Yeah, well, like, and I like to ask more questions.
You do. You're more of a listener than I am, I feel like.
And that's why it works.
It does. I hope so. I hope you're not like, damn.
No, I want to keep getting more out of you.
Okay, that's fine.
Like, to be honest, because like that's when I came up with this idea of really giving my own show a go. Is that I told myself I was going to go in it with the intentions that I am not here to tell people everything I know or this or that. I'm 20 years old, and all I want to do is learn. I am really
That's really smart.
interested in learning.
It's really smart.
And if I can have guests that have any more knowledge than in any subject than me, I want to get all of it out.
Yeah.
And I want them to tell me, and I will retain that information. Because
Smart.
I could. That's why I'm not doing college courses anymore. It's because I can't do that through a computer screen. I need to be hearing someone talk to me.
You're creating your own educational regimen.
Yeah.
And that's the way look, if you're disciplined enough to pull it off, then that's absolutely the way to do it.
And I mean,
And your 20s should be that time for self
mhm.
education, for you're working on yourself, you're building yourself. And then I've always looked at your 30s as now you're taking on that next role of like, I'm going to start applying that to the real world and making those next step advancements in my life. But
And
like
being a manifestation of these things you've learned.
you build off your 20s.
Exactly.
So make them right. And
Yeah.
that was in my teens, I always tell Mallory, my wife, that like I'm so happy you didn't meet me before you did, because I was such a shitty person. My teenage years, like I look back on those years and I'm like, I was literally a walking zombie who didn't think for himself and was just living this Vestavia life. And then one day I had my woke moment, I guess you could say. And I'm not going to get into why I had this moment, but I did. And I think it manifested, but it was right at like 19, 20 years old. And that helped me through my 20s to get to where I am now, my 30s now. I'm 32, dude. That's crazy. But like,
That's great. That is crazy.
I truly am who I am because of my 20s, not my teens. Well, I guess you could say I am because like,
Well, yeah.
but like really my 20s. If I kept going down the same road, dude, I'd be in a ditch. It would not be good for me. You know, I always think like, I always have that like idea that like you have enough kids in a family, one's going to go south. We have 3 in my family. I almost went south, dude.
We have 4 of mine, and I thought I was the one.
Yeah, like that.
I was always, as a kid, the only one who got in like real trouble. I felt, at least, you know. And like,
I have 2 brothers and a lawyer and a neurosurgeon.
Yeah. All my siblings have real people jobs.
Yes, like I was the one teetering on the edge of where is he going?
Yep. I'm the only one that
know.
hasn't gone to college.
I also hate the idea, and I'm not going to try to keep this going too much longer, but like at that time period of my life, you're so unsure about your future, and you don't know you kind of don't even know. Like, I always feel like college is too early because you don't even really know what you really want. And you're like, hey, pick a major, and you're going to go do this. And like, why?
That's what I have.
I changed industry
could not do
3
that.
times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use my degree other than to like do this right here for fun, you know? But like, why? Spend that time. Let's figure it out. We try to rush this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and we shouldn't be rushing any of that,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And like, it's such a scary time. I'm so happy not to be your age anymore because I remember how scared I always was of like, I'm never going to have enough money to have a family. I'm never going to have these things that I would want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that truly, like, day to day was a fear of mine.
Yeah. No, yeah.
For the
I
longest
definitely
know. You just.
I mean, I wouldn't say today, like in like recently. I think
get it.
I truly think
these things
COVID
hit
has
you.
done like I think I've aged 5 years since March of 2020.
Like, positively 5 years. Like,
100%.
in a good way. Yeah.
I'm saying like mentally.
Yeah. Which is good, man.
And like honestly, physically too, dude. I didn't go to the gym really before COVID.
Yeah,
I didn't like
That's good.
actively exercise
Yeah.
and like actively think about what I'm putting in my body every day.
Yeah.
Dude, I like strictly make sure I eat over a certain amount of calories every day because naturally my body's going to burn this amount of calories per day. It's like, whoa. A year ago I would have never thought, you know.
It's incredible when you look back at how dumb you were.
Yeah. Dude, a year ago I was an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, but then 2 years ago,
5 years
brainless,
ago, I had
you
no
know?
idea how to program.
mm-hmm.
Now I'm a full-time programmer.
Mm-hmm. And that's
When I was your age, I didn't even think I was going to be a programmer.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. I
Yep.
was in school for a whole different degree in industry, you know? Like, it's insane how fast you can grow. I support your mindset on this because I think if you keep doing what you're doing, by the time you are 30 years old, everything will have worked itself out. Luck is what you make it. You have to put yourself in those spots to become lucky. You can't be lucky by sitting on your ass at home. But if you get out there and do that stuff, then you're going to get the luck that you need. So you just got to keep grinding it out. You're going to feel like 5 years in that like, God, this is insane. I'm not getting anything out of this. You will.
Yeah.
It may be 5 more.
That's interesting because it's the perspective on it.
Yeah.
I think I thought about this today while I was working, and it was like, I don't know how, like, you know, okay, so like, the kids who don't allow themselves to try end up having a bad attitude and don't enjoy it. But the ones who like walk in there and are excited to be there end up learning so much more. And their level of improvement is this. Whereas the other kid is this.
It's like exponential.
And it
almost
might
at times.
like this at times, but it's not that.
Yeah.
You know?
100%, man. It goes back to the failure stuff.
Yep. And Tristan said this to me today. He said, because I think he had told this to me before when I was younger, but he was like, the only wrong answer is not doing anything.
Amen.
Because like, if you've got this option or this option, neither of those options are gonna be wrong. The only wrong answer is doing nothing.
Yes.
And he said it to me, and I guess it just didn't resonate with me when the last time he told me, because I was probably just a pre-pubescent, if not
sometimes things have to
pubescent.
get beat in your head,
And he
man.
said it to me again today, and I was like, and he wasn't like saying it to me. He was just like talking about it, because we were on this like having this conversation.
Yeah.
And I was like I tried to like keep it together while we were standing there having this conversation, because I was like, oh, dude, I'm not gonna forget that, you know.
Dude, some thoughts are very Inception-like.
Mm-hmm.
They get in and they fucking eat at you in good ways. I'm not saying bad ways, but they just fester inside your head, and it's like, whoa, that idea.
That's a
That's a lot to take in right this moment, and it's going to continue.
Yep.
Like, I know I'm going to be going down this road for a long time. Yeah, man. Like, I still have all these quotes in my head that I can't get rid of because they were so impactful when I, like the one that I live off of. This is my favorite quote that I've ever read. It's a Shakespeare quote nonetheless. But it's, have more than you show, speak less than you know. And it just hit when I read that like, oh my God.
I love that one.
It just fits so well.
Have more than you show.
Speak
less than you know.
Always hold.
Oh.
Always reserve. Never give everything that you have and are. Always keep some stuff.
Yep.
And always have a little bit reserved. You don't ever want to just let it all out. And like that resonated in my life, the way I lived my life so far, the way I'd seen things in my life. Like, yeah, you absolutely should not do that, you know? Like, he's so right, and I love the way he said that. Don't show everything you have. Don't show your cards. And don't just go out and speak. I have a problem with it. It's a problem in my life that I talk too much.
Me too.
Speak less than you know. Stop putting it all out there. Shut up, you know? That's why I kept... Donald Trump, shut up.
I tell myself to shut up 10 times a day, at least.
Oh, my God.
I'll just be like, dude, I'll be talking to a kid, and I'll be like, shut up, dude. Like, in my head, I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, this kid is not able to fathom what you're saying to him right now. You know, all day long.
Now, I find myself with kids where I'll just stop and I'll be like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not even going to try to go down this road. It's not worth it. I'm telling you, I'll sit here forever trying to do it. And it's not even worth down that road, you know. I have a problem with talking too much, and it's one of those things where, like, I struggle, but I have gotten better at this idea that I'll internally stop. Like, it's better to just shut your mouth.
Speaking of talking too much, we're almost at an hour.
Let's go ahead and call it. I think we're done here. All right, have your last thoughts while I go up there and do this.
Everybody, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Chaz. That's Ang. Oh, whoa. I said I'm your host, Chaz. Am I you now?
We're one and the same.
I'm your host, Salim. This is my current permanent guest, Chaz. Ang's right there in the chair.